Good morning, everyone. Glad you could join me. I wanted to share with you today a mini album that I made. Um, I met someone on Facebook's Messenger a while back, and very short while back. And during our talks and stuff, we decided that we wanted to do a swap. So we decided to do a mini album, and it was to be um, four, four, 4.5 by 6, something like that, about that size. And we discussed our favorite colors, our favorite styles, and of course her favorite color that I marked down that stood out the most to me, I guess, was lavender, which was easy for me because that's also one of my favorite colors. Um, but anyway, so I did hers in lavender, and she wanted shabby chic or vintage style. So I did a shabby chic style, and she mentioned some things that she liked doing and liked and stuff. And I think butterflies kind of stood out as one of the things that she really liked. So this mini album contains a lot of butterflies and flowers and stuff. We also in our talks decided that neither one of us really use our photo albums for photos. So we made them more for display or enjoyment as opposed to storing a lot of photos, which was actually pretty good because I've only made a few mini albums this small. Most of my mini albums are like 6 by 8 or something like that, and you have a lot more room for photos and stuff. Well, by the time you cut down pages in a 4 by 6 and um, make tags and stuff, they're all very, very small um, for any significant photos anyway. So um, let me get on with showing you what I made for her. And this this is the front of the album. And I used lavender stickles on the lavender flowers. I used white iridescent stickles on the white flowers. I put a little pink butterfly that I had on here. I put all this gathered lace around the top and the sides. The paper pad that I used was a Stamperia paper pad, and it was a lavender one. I don't know. I don't have the paper pad out still, so can't tell you what the name of it was, but it was by Stamperia, and it was all lavender. And so across the bottom, I put this white, or actually it has just the slightest little hint of lavender in this trim down here. And then I put these beads, and then I put some Chinese braid or hemp trim on the top. Um, on the corners, I used this flower ribbon, both front and back. On the edge, I put 3 of these flowers, and I used some uh, lavender or medium purple bling in the center of the flowers. And the back is plain. I tied it with this organza ribbon in lavender. And then on the inside of the front cover, I made an envelope. In the paper pad, there was this envelope stamped, and I just cut it out and created it. And once I started putting stuff inside of it, it wouldn't stay closed. So I just cut a little tiny slit in the paper right here, right there, and I stuck the flap inside that. I also put a pink butterfly there. Inside the envelope, there were a bunch of cutouts in the collection, so I included those in the envelope. I just think this paper is so pretty. So those are the cutouts that I put on the inside of the envelope on the front cover. It is just pouring here right now. You can hear it out there on the roof. And then I put some of the flowered trim down the spine piece here. And then on this first page, I have a pocket in the top, and in the pocket in the top, I made a little book. And it's just one page, but it used up one of these tags from the collection. There were a lot of tags and cutouts in the collection, so I wanted to use as many of them as I could. And on the page, I used white iridescent stickles to highlight the flowers. I put this piece of lace trim along the edge, and I think that's all that's on that page. Oh, I put a little paper butterfly up here in the corner. And then on this page, I took two of the tags that were in the collection. I fussy cut a butterfly from one of the pieces of paper, and I stuck it on top of the butterfly that was on this tag, and then this tag, and I just glued those to the page. I used the organza ribbon for the ties on them, and I also fussy cut a little pansy down here and put it on the pocket, or on the bottom tag, I mean. And then here we have a pocket, and it contains 3 tags, I think. Like I said, there were a lot of tags in the collection. So I just took advantage of all of the little tags, because she said she liked lots of tags and pockets and stuff. So I did those 3 tags and put them in this little pocket. And then this little saying at the bottom of the pocket says, "The most satisfying adventure you can ever have is living all that you can dream." And I just thought that was very pretty. And then in the pocket at the top, I just made this little photo page. I glued one of the cutouts on top of a piece of the paper. And I don't know if I mentioned, I put the lace trim down the edge again. And then on this page, we have 3 more tags. And on this one, I fussy cut one of the butterflies, and I put it right over the one on the top. And then there's this tag, and this tag. And of course, I made a little pocket for them to fit in, and I put some rickrack ribbon across the top of the pocket. And then over here we have just a solid page. I put a butterfly on and didn't stickle anything. In this pocket I have a bookmark. And again I did lace along the outer edge. Then we have another pocket with 3 more tags in them. And these tags I just put ribbon in the top. They're beautiful tags. She can use all of these tags in other projects or whatnot. I put a piece of rickrack across the top of this one, and I also put a couple layers of a butterfly down here. On this page I have a crocheted butterfly down here in the corner, and I think that's all I did on there. And in the pocket I have another one of the little books that just has 1 page in it. Again, just using up one of the cutouts from the paper, from the pad. And I put rickrack down the spine here, and I put some ribbon and some rickrack down that spine, and rickrack down there, of course. And then with this last page, I put the flowers down the spine again. Still good pulling off blue strings. I put a 2-layer butterfly up here, and I glued this last tag onto this last page for her. And on this back cover, I made a waterfall. I tied it with the organza, and I just put some butterflies that I had that matched the paper on every other page. So that's her waterfall. And as I said, I just tied it with some organza ribbon. So that is her mini album. These aren't due until the end of April. We had to give ourselves an extended amount of time for personal reasons. And so I don't know whether I'm going to be able to keep my hands off of it now and just get it ready to mail, or if I'm going to continue to add little bits of this and that throughout the book. I can't seem to keep my hands off of it. I keep adding little things here and there whenever I find something. Oh, that'll fit good in that album. I want to put that in that album. But anyway, it's ready to mail for the end of April, and I hope she likes what I made for her, and I hope you all enjoyed it. So thank you for joining me, and I will see you later.